Everyone see my screen now?
Yes, we
Looking
do.
good.
All right. So let's give you that 5-minute overview of the property before we jump into the virtual tour. This property is called Equinox Townhomes. It was built in 2022 and is being completed this month. 60 of the 66 townhomes are sold, and we are already at 60% occupancy, which is pretty awesome given we just finished the last property this month. So I'm always happy about all of our properties, but this one was special for me because I found it myself. And I fought both the city council and the neighborhood to make the project happen. So there's slightly higher pride of ownership for me for this property. You know, another thing that's cool about this property is unlike most of our properties where we sell all of the units at the 5-year mark, Anna and I decided we're not going to make any dollar profit from this project. So together, the two of us kept 16 of the units as our profit. So we happen to be the largest landlords in this amazing community. And I hope to pass on my units to my kids. Here, take a look at the top view. When I was hunting for land, I was very focused on making sure that I didn't end up with land in the boonies. And so I was driving around, I saw this piece of land. So I talked with the broker about it, and he said it was off market, and people have been trying since 1991 to make this piece of land work. And he warned me that it wouldn't work because it had not one, but 3 different zoning types. There was a residential zone that was pretty small. Then there was this other business zone. And the third one was an even weirder commercial industrial zone. And so many developers like us had burned their fingers by putting it in contract and spending a bunch of money on it and not managing to convince the neighbors or the cities to convert the whole thing to one zone. But something kept telling me that our team could do it. And maybe it was just because we were building townhomes, not some high density apartment complex. Or maybe it was just because the need for housing in Idaho Falls had become ridiculously urgent. And so we went through a 1-year process of working with the city, which was very receptive, and working with the neighborhood, which was a lot less receptive. But they had to acknowledge finally that this plan that is on the screen was the least disruptive to their neighborhood of any plan that had been suggested for the last 20 plus years. So we got approval to build in one of the very, very few infill spots that is so central in the city, and you can just see around us, both commercial and residential. Here's some pictures. Note this was designed to be a common man's property. We were very careful not to over-design this, not to make it over-expensive. And our focus was giving people a beautiful townhome to live in, but it had to be under $1,800 a month. Here's a quick look at one of the backyards. Note that not every backyard's this big. This is
not a backyard,
the corner
sorry.
units, right?
Sorry,
Is
Neil,
this that central area?
This is actually a detention pond at the side of the property.
Oh, this is a retention pond at the side of the property. Okay, all right. I was like, this looks a little bit big for that backyard. So this is the retention area. The back of the property, you see that gravel there. That's where the water would sink into the ground. Here's some internal pictures. As I mentioned, we were super cautious about cost with this property, but we got some very key items in there that were upgrades. First, that cabinetry in the kitchen is custom. It didn't come from Lowe's or Home Depot's. Second, do take a look at the bathrooms. We were able to run tile all the way up to the top within our budget, and also have some very nice granite countertops. This is one of our 2 properties that's eligible for the Grow Capitalist interest rate program. If you're buying it as an investor, basically you get a fixed 5% interest rate for 2 years. You can go ahead and get financing from any lender of your choice, even though we've got a pretty good one in Idaho Falls. Then you simply credit any amount. We simply credit any amount that you'd be paying over 5% for the first 2 years, and we just hand that amount to you on the day of closing. So you've already gotten it in your pocket. Plus, it reduces the price of your property, so there's a potential property tax benefit there as well. And in a moment, when Jorge starts the tour, you're going to see him walking into a fourplex that looks just like this. So think of this fourplex as 2 duplexes, and we've used color on the screen to show you how they're divided. So basically 2 duplexes equals 1 fourplex. Just as a reminder, this is a 1031 eligible rental duplex. Now, in case you're wondering why we picked the Potato State, well, it's changed a lot. So just take a quick look at these amazing accolades. The list is practically endless. We could fill an entire deck with it. And the city of Idaho Falls, second largest in Idaho, has also received a staggering list of accolades. The biggest one is in my mind, is the one in blue on the top right. It's from the Millikan Institute, and we've been following their rankings for 8 years. Now, keep in mind, there are 1,000 small cities in the US, so to be best performing in the entire country, is exceedingly difficult.
Yeah, and we went under contract before they got that.
Well
Our
under
data-
contract, right?
Yes,
Almost
we were well
a
underway
year and a half under
because we
contract.
saw the data, and that's why
The
you
data
went there.
was
The data was
absolutely insane.
shocking.
Absolutely
Yeah.
insane. So job growth in the city, pretty astonishing. Most cities struggle to create jobs at 1/3 of the rate of Idaho Falls. And the big reason for that is the Idaho Falls National Laboratory. It's a nuclear laboratory. It's the most important and the largest nuclear research facility in the United States. As the world runs out of oil and our energy crisis worsens, nuclear energy, which is zero carbon baseload energy, is becoming more and more important. So as you can imagine, with 3% job growth, the city's been running out of housing for a while, and it's been getting steadily worse and worse. So having rental housing for families became critical. We managed to find this site that is pretty much within 9 minutes of everything. So in a small city like Idaho Falls, the list on the left is pretty much all the things that you want to drive to. And you notice that the highest is 9 minutes away, Idaho State University. So this is literally in the middle of everything. And the neighborhood statistics, they are absolutely phenomenal. And I'll skip most of them, but I just want you to take a look at the one that's coming up on the far right at unemployment, 2.3%. I mean, that's nothing. There's almost zero unemployment here.
Yeah.
So Jorge is going to start his virtual tour in 60 seconds, and he's going to focus on the main site, but take a look around it, right? The things that are right next to the site are basically everything. Next building, Starbucks and Taco Bell. On the other side, a big church. Apple Athletic Club, which is their equivalent of 24-hour fitness, a little bit better, is across the street. Lowe's, Albertsons, Home Depot, Walgreens, Natural Grocer, a school. They're all within walking distance. So it's just an incredible, incredible site. And now let's zoom in into the virtual tour. And I'm going to hand this over to Jorge. All right, let's get started. I'm going to stop sharing. Let's get Jorge the big screen. There you go. We're ready for you.
Thanks, Neil. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Idaho Falls, Idaho. My name is Jorge. I'm with Jacob Grant Property Management. I've been with Jacob Grant Property Management for about 8 years now. I've been locally. I've lived here for all my life. One thing that I really, really love is the fact that Idaho Falls has become a 50,000 population city to about 120. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. We got a lot of residential, a lot of commercial going in, a lot of new restaurants, a lot of diversity, a lot of people. I love it. I think the community loves it as well. Let's switch over.
Nice.
All right.
We're
Nice.
there. We see it.
All right. Awesome. So right in front of me, we have Lowe's, Starbucks. Over here to the right of me, from the end of those townhomes all the way over to these townhomes, we have a huge green space. It's massive. It has a playground as well. Yes, it's very large, great for friends, great for family, play some cornhole, have your dogs run around.
Barbecue.
Yes, barbecue. Right here, we have a church, and over here, it's literally 2 minutes away, Apple Athletic Club, largest gym here in Idaho Falls. On the west side of Idaho Falls, behind these townhomes, we have Sam's Club. We have downtown Idaho Falls. We have the INL buildings. I think Neil mentioned the Idaho National Laboratory is one of the biggest employers here in Idaho. It's 5 minutes away. Interstate 15, which connects a lot of the cities here, is about 5 minutes away as well. Yeah, I think we're going to go.
We love the location. We absolutely love this location, Jorge.
Yes, it's right in the heart of Idaho Falls. It's very easy to get to the west side of town, the east side of town. And I think Neil mentioned this before. We're the potato state, but I also like to throw in there, we are also near the Tetons. We have a lot of hiking, a lot of kayaking. It is a very beautiful area here in Idaho Falls. All right, so the unit that we're going to go into is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath with an attached garage. It's about 1,400 square feet. And let's go check it out. As we walk in, you're going to notice the plank flooring. Longevity is great. Cleanup is going to be great. as well. We have the neutral color scheme, gray color scheme right here throughout. You're also going to notice this craftsman style door and the baseboard trim throughout as well. Beautiful upgrades for this townhome here in Idaho Falls. Have a single car garage, automatic. We got about 5 feet of space there for kayaks, bikes, fishing poles, whatever you'd like. And welcome to the open concept here. We got 9-foot ceilings in this living room, dining room, kitchen combo. LED lights throughout, help on electricity too. Right here in the dining room, you can definitely fit a table there, about 4 bar stools there on that counter. Right off of the dining room, we got about an 8-foot by 6-foot concrete pad. You can fit a couple of chairs, a table out there, romantic evenings. Kids can eat breakfast, have some mimosas out there. You're gonna
The
enjoy
kids
it.
have mimosas?
Yes.
Not like it.
I love mimosas. I love mimosas. One thing that a lot of people say, they love this private back patio. It's fully fenced in. You do not see that here in Idaho Falls very often. All right, let's take a look at this kitchen. Custom
And for a moment, I noticed that there's a door in that backyard. Tell us a little bit more about that door. Why is that door there, and what does it do?
So you don't see this in Idaho Falls. It has a gate that opens up to green space right behind there. The property
it's pretty
is
huge.
actually,
That's awesome.
yeah, the property is surrounded by a fence, so it kind of has that gated community feel here at Equinox Townhomes. All right, kitchen. This isn't laminate countertops. This is granite countertops, nice, light and bright. It's gonna make your decor pop. We got that endless subway tile finish all the way up to the cabinets there. We also have that gooseneck kitchen faucet for your large pots. Stainless steel appliances are gonna definitely maximize rent. Generally, if you want high rents, people expect stainless steel appliances, not just your black or white, which we do see in some of the townhomes here. One thing that this townhome has that a lot of other Idaho Falls townhomes do not have is a pantry. It's about 4 feet deep as well. Right off of the living space, a half bath. You're gonna notice granite and brushed nickel fixtures throughout. And right underneath the stairs, if you cannot fit everything in the garage, we have more storage there. About 8 foot there, you can definitely fit a kayak, some more fishing poles, hiking equipment, whatever you would like. This entryway, it's nice and bright, you ask. I asked, why is it so nice and bright? We have this custom window. It's not gonna be so dark in here. It's gonna allow a lot more natural light. As we go upstairs, you're gonna find the 3 bedrooms upstairs and 2 additional bathrooms. We got this higher end carpet here. Definitely feels like clouds. I love this carpet. It's not just your regular shag carpet. And then right behind this closet here, I want to point this out because I'm in property management. We have gas water heater and gas furnace, which is going to be great if your electricity goes out, your hot water is not going to go out, or your heat is not going to go out. Right.
Yeah, when it
across from
snows
there.
in Idaho Falls, sometimes they lose power, and having that gas upgrade is significant. I also wanted to point
Oh,
out,
yeah.
of all 3 properties you're going to see today, I love the doors of this property. Every
Yeah.
time I see the doors, I notice just how unique and different they are. If you can just turn around and give us another view, that is not a normal looking door. This is not a rental
Not
property
for a
door.
rental
These are
townhome.
very, very chic, very chic. I love them.
All right, and right across there, we have another closet with some more storage. It's about 2 feet deep. And welcome to the master suite. I love this master suite. It definitely fits about a king size bed in here and some more exercise equipment, dressers, reading chair, whatever you'd like. I say dresser because I feel like somebody's gonna hog this walk-in closet. Somebody's gonna be stuck with the dresser.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's a lot of
right.
space there.
I mean, And we know who that is. Yes.
All right, and so right off of the master bedroom, we have this large custom cabinet in the master bath, double sinks, large mirror. One thing that is not common, this modern contemporary tile surround in the stand-up shower all the way up to the ceilings.
All the way up. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And if you don't have room in that dresser and you need some more, there's some more storage there.
We
All right, let's
squeezed
make more
every square inch out. This is why when Anna and Pete are going at it when they're building these, they're arguing for hours over Slack and in meetings about I need this and I need that and da, 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 da. They just go on and on and on to squeeze out every last inch of
I
space.
wouldn't say we are arguing, but we're definitely in intense conversation.
Yeah, I think that there's a wonderful debate that goes on. And by the way, that looks like a smart thermostat, doesn't it?
It is. So
Yep.
if you guys want to be cold in the morning and warmer in the afternoon, you can definitely adjust that.
And
Right
when you're
behind-
coming back from the Tetons, you can have the house warmed up in advance.
That's right.
Oh,
Help
yes.
thaw you off a little bit.
Yeah. Right behind these doors, we
Mhm.
have the laundry area. Got about a 6-foot shelf up there for some more storage. Right across from there, we have the guest bathroom. And again, check out that tile surround all the way up to the ceilings. It's unheard of. Usually you'll see like a vinyl tile surround in the bathroom. This one does not have it. Right behind that door, we have the toilet space. And in front of the townhomes, we have the bedrooms. The bedrooms can
Mhm.
definitely fit a queen size bed in here. And the closets are not just your regular shelf and closet rod, one closet rod closet. It's got some layers to it.
Yep.
Third bedroom.
Organizers. Mhm.
I like this bedroom too. Queen size bed, it definitely fits. And one thing I want to point out, it'll fit a pretty good size bunk bed because of those tall ceilings, 9 foot up here as well.
Yep.
And then this is our closet.
So much custom cabinetry in these units.
Yeah,
Oh,
it took a lot of money, but people absolutely adore that feature when Jorge shows it to them. The people love the organization in the cabinets. It's a
Yeah.
one-time cost, but it's worth it.
Something you can see in this hallway, I love the texture on the walls. It's as a landlord, it's easier to maintain, nicks and
Yep.
bumps and easier for touch-ups and much less notable,
Yep.
but it's more durable the way that they
Mhm.
did the finishing there. That was a good choice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One of our debates.
That's why I mentioned it.
All right,
Awesome.
well, that was a terrific tour. Thank you so much, Jorge. We are going to, for about maybe 60 seconds or so, go over numbers. Once again, for this particular property, Andrew hosts events. This is almost gone at this point. 66 of the, we have 66 units, 60 are sold. So we've got 3 duplexes remaining. I'll pull up in just a second for 60 seconds, a quick look at the financials for this property. Monthly rents looks like they're coming in at $33.50. If you're renting in the summer, that
for a
number is
duplex,
going to be
okay.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for a
for a
duplex.
duplex, $33.50 for a duplex, so 2 units, $16.75 each. And we've gotten higher rents. We've gotten rents significantly higher in the summer timeframe. Purchase price is around $630,000 for a duplex, so about $315,000 per unit, 2,700 square feet. We think that this is a very lucrative product, to be honest. We think that, our projected returns, net cash on cash of 10.5%, 2.8x equity multiple, those are terrific numbers. And we've underwritten it fairly conservative. And remember, this is not underwriting based on some stuff that may happen in the future or not. This is a rented property. so you can verify all of these numbers because it's almost full. So we know what the numbers are at this point in time. So it's not just stuff on Excel. This stuff is being looked at from the actuals that are coming in from the property. Couple pieces of information about the property. So monthly rents in the winter tend to be around $16.95. In the summer, of course, the rents go up quite a bit. So they go up to about $17.95. As we mentioned, we're very proud that 2/3 of the property is already occupied. So people are living there, even though it's a bit dusty, and we're still building a dog park. We're still, finishing up the fences in the backyards, but the demand is terrific. I mean, and the feedback that we got from people that are living there was just astonishing. They were like, why can't there be more communities like this right in the middle of the city where I don't even need a car? I can just simply walk around if I want to. There's a lot of parking. We were able to allocate extra parking at this facility. We had to please some of the neighbors. They didn't want our buildings to be touching theirs. So we, took a hit on the number of units and added an extra row of parking. So there's lots and lots of parking for people, both in the internal garage and the external piece. So we, we've got, let's see, 3 duplexes, I think, that are still available for
Yes,
sale. Anna, is
3
that right?
duplexes.
So we've
That's
got 3
correct.
duplexes. So each
And they're
duplex
fully
is
built. Yeah,
these are all done,
they're all
completely
fully
done. So
built, a certificate of occupancy. And Neil, so the only reason that the backyards are not finished yet in terms of the fence is because of the snow currently. I'm
Right.
sure you all noticed that it's still winter time in Idaho Falls, and they have to wait for the ground to thaw before they put in those glass pieces. But all of the units are occupiable and have been given certificate of occupancy, TCO, because they do need to finish the landscaping, but that has to be in the spring when it thaws. Neil, question for you: who manages the property after purchase?
So one of the nicest things about these kinds of properties is, how when you buy a duplex somewhere, you have to find a property manager, and if you don't like them, you have to change them out. And it's really a hassle because at that point you become a landlord rather than an investor. So we like building large communities where you have, the local, the top local property manager is willing to manage it because they probably wouldn't manage a duplex, but they don't mind managing large communities. And so we get all of that benefit that we wouldn't get in other communities. We also don't have people competing with each other because there's a single property manager, Jacob Grant, and Jorge works for them. So as soon as he comes back, he'll tell you more. But the goal there is that one property manager manages a community, sets one price, no one is competing. And because they're a property manager managing 1,000 units, the moment the market picks up in the spring, they know it. They know it from all of their other units, so they can hike prices very, very quickly. This is obviously, at this point, the flagship townhome project in the entire city. So we want to be at, have top of market rents. And so it's critical to not be a landlord. We do not encourage our investors to be landlords. This is meant to be just like investing in stocks. You get your monthly statement from the property manager. There's a homeowners association that's overseeing it. As you can imagine, with Anna and I having 16 units, we're very vested in the homeowners association.
Yeah, we are.
If one day we don't like the property manager, we let him go. We bring in someone else, and once again, they manage the entire community. So that scale is only achievable in these kinds of communities where everyone's got a duplex or a fourplex, but we're running it like an institutional grade community, the sort of community that a $1 billion company would buy.
Do we have Jorge? It looks like he's coming back in again. Sheena, I'm going to have you contact him, please, and
Yep,
work
we're
with him.
figuring it out on the
Okay.
other side.
So we do have a question, and it is related from Peter. Is the property STR approved? In other words, can you, when you purchase this, can you use it as a short-term rental? And the answer to that is currently no. This is a property that has an HOA, so there are CCRs that are in place, and the current HOA regulations do not allow for short-term rentals because we're trying to stabilize the property. I believe in the future, it might be 5 or 10 years out, it's something that can be voted on by all of the owners, and that would be something that the owners could decide they do want to do, but not at this time.
Yeah, so I think the theoretical answer is yes, but at this point, from a practical perspective, it doesn't make sense to do that. I know why you're asking the question, though. Obviously, you saw the location, right? So
Yeah.
if from that perspective, it makes sense. We also think that Idaho Falls as a city is in an early stage of maturation. So it would take some time before, the Airbnb demand would be significant, right? So demand 1 unit, 2 units, I mean, that's a very small number. It's a 66 unit community. We want to get to the point where there's demand for a dozen units before we sort of look into that.